Over the past week, there has been a little bit of news rolling out in the world of self-publishing and publishing in general. In fact, the cartoonist for Dilbert, had some controversy earlier this year. And well, apparently that controversy is not over just yet. There's also a new AI content creation platform available to you, although it's not exclusively AI. Ingram Spark has gotten additional distribution into South Africa and so much more. Yes, we're going to tap into AI because it's what everybody's talking about these days. So make sure you stay tuned to the self-publishing news for August the 28th of 2023. Let's jump right on into it here, folks. I want to let you know that today's broadcast is brought to you in part by the fine folks over at Dibly Create. Dibly Create is the cloud-based software that you can use that has artificial intelligence integrated within it. To get more details, go on over and visit my affiliate link at dalelinks.com/diblycreate. Thank you so much to the folks over at Dibly Create for sponsoring this podcast. So as I was just mentioning at the very top of this segment here, Scott Adams, that is the cartoonist for Dilbert. Oh boy, he had a lot of controversy earlier this year, throwing around some racist comments and such like that over on YouTube. And he ended up getting kicked out of his own publisher. And so he ended up getting the rights reverted back to him. And now he had uploaded to Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. But here's what it says. And this is his words. Scott Adams says Amazon Indie Book Publishing banned him for life for a ridiculous reason. Then things get downright comical. So let me give you the TLDR on this. By the way, I'll go ahead and give you some of the links to this stuff here inside the show notes later on if you just want to go ahead and peruse some of this stuff. Essentially, what happened to him is what has been happening on the KDP platform already. Essentially, they thought that he was stealing the work. Because it had already been published by his TradPub company that had dropped him earlier this year, they thought, oh, somebody else owns the rights. But he's like, no, here's the proof that I have the rights. He tried to give it to them, but unfortunately he was just getting boilerplate responses via email and getting absolutely nowhere. I love the fact that he said that he was banned, quote unquote, for life. They don't do that. They don't put into your email, you're banned for life. No, typically they say that they're terminating your account and have no plans of opening it anytime soon. Banning for life, come on, my guy. Seriously? Like, honestly. So thankfully for Scott Adams, he has a large following, especially over on X, formerly known as Twitter. Over on X, he's got over 1 million followers. So of course he complained about the issue of, hey, I got my account terminated for a wrongful reason and they're not listening to me. Well, lo and behold, somebody heard over on the Amazon KDP headquarters what was going on. And of course they immediately took care of the situation. He got his account back for life, whatever that means. He got his account back in the event. And so all is well in the world of that. So just as a heads up, what can you do with this information? I mean, anybody that doesn't have that social reach, yeah, I think it's a very unfair practice that they allow influencers like me or like a Scott Adams or any number of people to be able to make some stink on social media and get some movement. There needs to be a better arbitration process between the author, account holder, if you will, and the KDP team. Because it seems to me like they're just getting a little severe with terminating and suspending accounts. This is ridiculous. We shouldn't have to have influencers complaining about these type of things. This is proof that there is something wrong with the Amazon KDP system and it needs to be improved drastically. And I know their customer service is normally pretty good, but that email support, I rarely get anything accomplished through them. And you can see with this particular article, this person so as well. All right, let's move a little further forward to a positive note here. This is coming from the folks over at Fictionary. If you're not familiar with Fictionary, you've talked about them a number of times in the past. They're essentially a structural editing software that you can utilize. I have a video that will be coming out relatively soon on my main channel. But if you do get access to the Fictionary community, which is 100% free, you can get a 14-day trial. I don't have an affiliate link. Just look up fictionary.co. But if you join them, you'll get into their community. It's fantastic. On August the 29th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good friend of mine, Nick Thacker, is going to be sharing about advanced marketing hacks, audience building, and the latest on navigating publishing. And Nick is a super knowledgeable guy. He has connections within Drafted Digital. In fact, actually, he is the VP of author success at Drafted Digital, having to work with their more recent acquisition of selfpubbookcovers.com. So definitely check it out. August the 29th. That's literally tomorrow as I'm, saying this. But the cool thing is, if you want to catch a replay, you could just go back in and watch it inside the community. That's one of the really nice parts about being part of the Fictionary community. Love it, by the way. Whether you use the software, go join the community. It's fantastic. That's my endorsement. I'm not getting paid to say it either. All right, let's move forward here because the folks over at Reedsy's got a couple pieces of news here for us this week. In fact, on Wednesday, August the 30th, they're going to be doing a live presentation, Should Your Picture Book Rhyme? Should Your Picture Book Rhyme? Editor and children's author Tracy Gold discusses rhyming in picture books. Is it needed and how can you do it well? This is on August the 30th from 3 to 4 p.m. Look, folks, Reedsy never really ever upsells you on anything, never makes it really uncomfortable when you go to their live presentations, so go over, check it out, get yourself a seat. If you are a children's book author, I highly recommend you look on into that. All right. The other piece that's coming from Reedsy is actually coming from the Reedsy Learning Platform. They actually have a video course they've launched, How to Write a Novel. Your Story Matters. Join Tom Bromley for a writing masterclass and finish your first draft in 101 days. The next class starts on September the 18th. Upcoming classes will be on October the 30th and January the 8th. There's more of a breakdown as far as what you're going to expect in the How to Write a Novel series. Go ahead and look at it at your own discretion. This is not my endorsement, more of me just sharing what I found. All right, Ingram Spark's got a couple of pieces of news here for us. In fact, actually, it came out from their email newsletter. Highly recommend that if you do have an Ingram Spark account, receive their newsletters. They do put out some great content because I've actually discovered this inside their newsletter this past week. Through a new strategic global connect relationship, connecting your book with readers in South Africa is easier than ever. Best of all, your books already enabled for global connect pricing will be automatically priced for the South African market. Did you know South Africa's total publishing revenue in 2021 was about $169.5 million? While sales of digital book products have grown significantly, print books still make up nearly 96% of sales annually. That's a really cool stat. I like that. The next piece out from Ingram Spark is they have a new book marketing option they're making available. This is really cool. I'm going to give big kudos to Ingram Spark for doing something like this. And they want you to nominate your book today. Promote your book as part of a curated lists sent to retailers, librarians, wholesalers, consumer-facing read and review sites, and more. See below for upcoming promotional opportunities for Ingram Spark distribution. So if you have any themes in September surrounding Hispanic heritage or fantasy, you definitely want to look into this. The deadlines respectively are September 5th and September the 8th. I really love this option. There are so many times I've been so frustrated with what Ingram Spark does, and I often say they don't think about the authors. They're thinking about the authors here. They could very well just have somebody pay them to spotlight somebody, but I like the fact that they're allowing people to nominate their books for this and hopefully get featured in something like this. I big kudos to Ingram. You guys are awesome for doing that. All right, coming from the fine folks over at the Alliance of Independent Authors. By the way, I'm a member of the Alliance of Independent Authors. Love them. They're great. I will insert an affiliate link inside the show notes when this is done being live. That's at dalelinks.com/ally, A-L-L-I. They actually have quite a few great articles you can get on their sites. In this one, they actually talked about AI review summaries. Meanwhile, the regular reviews on Amazon have also been in the news. Amazon's planning to use AI to provide an above-the-line summary of below-the-line reviews. The summary will aim to capture a distillation of sentiment expressed by customers. What could possibly go wrong? That's with an exclamation point and a question mark. What could possibly go wrong? So it looks like Yeah, even Amazon's going to be dabbling in the world of AI and trying to hopefully, improve the buying experience. I just certainly hope that this doesn't come back to bite them in the butt, because who knows, maybe they have a great book selling and then AI goes through and summarizes some of the reviews and makes it look like it's bad, and then it drives down the sales. I don't know. I'm a little skeptical on this particular one. This next piece comes from the fine folks over at Later Press. You guys can take a look at Later Press's platform if you want to do self-fulfillment through ebook distribution. You want to go over check out laterpress.com. That's not an affiliate push. You guys just go check it out for your own self here. This one comes out from the HollywoodReporter.com. AI created art isn't copyrightable, judge says in ruling that could give Hollywood studios pause. All right, let me give you the TLDR on this one right here. Essentially, what happened was someone tried to take some AI art and copyright it through the U.S. Copyright Office. And U.S. Copyright Office was like, no, I'm good. And in fact, they actually said, and they have ruled it in a court now, that it is not copyrightable. So this is good news. It's bad news. I don't know. It's news nonetheless. It at least gets it to where we understand the direction of where the world is going with how they feel about AI generated art. Same thing goes for generative text as well. I think in the next 5 years, it's going to be a different world. We're going to remember these early days of AI and how it was the Wild West at some point or another. Eventually, there's going to be laws put into place that will be able to better understand and control exactly what we can and can't do with artificial intelligence, especially if we're making a few bucks off of it. So a great read. The only thing I don't like about the Hollywood Reporter is the fact that they got 50,000 ads on their website, just slowing down things. Hey, BookBrush just put out a great piece about 5 tips for building your reader audience through price promotion and promo stacking. Let me go ahead and just summarize it for you, but I highly recommend you go and read the piece for yourself. Tip 1, plan ahead. I agree with that wholeheartedly. If you plan on doing any type of book promotion or any type of proper book launch for that matter, plan ahead. Always plan ahead. If you are the type of person that just publishes and prays for the best, I'm sorry, you're not going to make very much money. If that's not an issue for you, fantastic. Don't worry about it. But if you're the type of person that wants to get your book in more readers' hands and hopefully make a little bit of cash in the meantime, plan ahead. I know you're excited that you finished up your manuscript, but don't just I'm done with it. Let's go ahead and throw it out there. Give it some time. The world can wait for your publication. Trust me on this one here. All right. Tip 2, utilize free and discounted promotions. There's a number of websites out there that you can be able to take advantage of that one. I believe dalelinks.com/promo sites might actually send you over to some of the ones that I've curated and found over the years. Some of them free, some of them discounted, but look into those ones. Tip 3, skillfully bundle your promotions. That means working with different services, premium services, and I can also stack onto this one as well as collaborating with other authors. Tip 4, embrace multi-day promo stacks. And tip 5, experiment and track results. That is the most important thing. I think a lot of people might get me wrong. If I ever say to you, do X, Y, and Z, it is not the gospel, folks. It is not going to work for everyone. There are fundamental elements that I will share with you every single time, but some of those fundamental elements like cover design and book description are rather subjective. Either way, those are going to drive sales. But one of the things I always say is experiment. You got to try. This is something I learned from my good buddy Nick Thacker about pricing. There's no hard and fast rule to pricing your books. Experiment. Try it out for yourself. See if something works. See if something doesn't work. Play around with those things. That's the fun of this business of self-publishing, is being able to experiment. So go buck wild. All right. It's no surprise, of course, I'm going to talk about Dibly Create. And actually, this is not the sponsored spot. This is today. This is the launch day for Dibly Create. And I've actually been working on it for the past few weeks and have known about it for the past, nearly a year now. So it's really, really cool to see a couple of my friends and the founders of Dibly Create finally launch it on August the 28th. This is fantastic. Are you ready to create? Experience the combining power of human creativity and artificial intelligence, crafting authentic content that truly resonates on unprecedented speed. Let me go ahead and share it with you. My personal experience of working with Dibly Create so far has been really good. It's great. And the thing is they're not done improving the tool. Now, don't be mistaken. This isn't just an AI platform. This is a cloud-based word processing system. And you're able to track different projects. You're able to build different folders. You're able to communicate as well with Kip, their artificial intelligence, and get help with work. Maybe you need an outline. Here's the cool thing. You can go, Kip, can you give me a description for my book? He'll read your book and go, there's a description. Descriptions are really good, actually. There's so many things that they can be able to do. And here's the cool thing is Dibly Create actually integrates with other freelancers through their platform, right now known as the Urban Writers, but I believe now it's going to be working with Dibly here in the very near future. But either way, it will kind of matchmake it. So if you get to a certain part in the process and you want to collaborate with somebody, you can do that through their platform, or you can be able to share it. So think of it kind of like Google Docs. So for instance, if I wanted my editor, Jeannie DeVita, to go over and edit my stuff, I would just go ahead and give her a shared link and she can leave comments in there. Love that. It's fantastic. DaleLinks.com/DiblyCreate. Folks, you can get free or premium access. Highly recommend you just go over and get free access for right now and see what you think. All right, moving a little further forward, of course, there is a complete walkthrough for Dibly Create. I wanted to kind of add that so you're not feeling completely lost. All right, last two items here. This is going to be a little bit more mindlessly, indulging myself here on this. Wow, I was talking about metal just earlier, and all of a sudden I just thought of mindless self-indulgence. Don't know why that came up. I'll be chatting with the fine folks over at Lulu this Wednesday, August the 30th at 12 p.m. Chelsea Bennett is going to be getting together with me to talk about YouTube domination for authors, boost your book sales, and build your author brand. I took a lot of time putting this presentation together, and I am just geeked up. This is going to be an exclusive experience, so if you want to get in on it, make sure you join me over inside the link over on Lulu Press's website. And last but not least, folks, the giveaway for Miblart's premium cover design worth $700 is still out there. You can go on over and visit DaleLinks.com/giveaway and enter today. You can enter daily, share it. That's that. Hopefully we'll have an actual deadline relatively soon here because we're waiting on the next video in the series. That's all the news for this week. What did you think about some of those news items? Was there something that I possibly missed? Let me know, of course, over in our Discord community over at DaleLinks.com/Discord. Till later, this has been Self-Publishing with Dale, and I'll chat with you next week. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in. Special shout out to my channel members for both the podcast channel and the main channel. Without your support, some projects we do at Self-Publishing with Dale would be much harder to fund. If you want to contribute to the cause, visit DaleLinks.com/memberships for details and get your on-screen shout out at the end of each broadcast. Till later, this has been Self-Publishing with Dale, and I'll see you soon.